It's that time of year where there's that kind of constant pull on the purse strings. Seems like a never-ending stream of people or things that require your money, and the spending seems to be non-stop, and that's on top of all those regular bills as well. Well, one local organisation are doing their bit to try and help. Nina Dauban is the CEO of Forever Knots and is here to tell us a little bit more. Good morning, Nina.
Good morning, Dino.
First of all, tell us all about Forever Knots.
Yes, well, we're a local charity. We've been around for nearly 30 years, and we administer charitable funds for people. So that might be a local legacy or a local company fund or an in-loving memory fund. We administer 50 local funds for people who want to make sure their money stays local and goes to the best causes in terms of their choice of young people and disability in the city, or homelessness, or elderly, which is one we're going to talk about in a moment. So we're a local charity that supports local charitable giving, and we offer our clients the reassurance that we assess the need, so it's not wasted on anybody who doesn't need it, and most importantly, 100% stays local.
How important is it for you and the organisation, obviously, to do that and to make that difference in Nottinghamshire?
Oh, it's absolutely huge. I mean, we give about 300 different grants away every year, and we've given 30 million away since we started nearly 30 years ago, and that's in little chunks of very small grants. The average size is £1,000 to £2,000 to a local community group that is supporting. It could be our children, our grandchildren, our grandmother. Many of those local services are 100% dependent on local people giving their kindness and generosity or their fundraising to donate to that group.
And tell us about the Christmas dinner grants.
Well, it was an anonymous legacy, which was fantastic. A firm of solicitors contacted us, and the client didn't want to be named. It was part of her estate. I think it was 10% of her estate. She wanted to go in a local fund to support the elderly. So that was 5 years ago. We were given £150,000.
Wow.
Yeah, beautiful. And so over the years, we've given a few larger grants to some of the community centres or daycare centres that support elderly people, you know, things like Radford Care Group or Kingsway Hall in Mansfield. We've given them some nice chunks. But each year we decided that this time of year particularly was a stretch for people, as you say. And there are a lot of those community groups that know that there are elderly people in real need, possibly very lonely, and possibly having to choose between the heating or cooking themselves a proper meal. So we decided to support those daycare centres that offer a Christmas lunch and said, if we give you £500, will that pay for some of those people who, A, can't afford it, or subsidise the places for people we know who are really struggling? So we've done that for 5 years now, and we've probably paid for over 3,000 dinners in that time, which, thank goodness, there are kind and generous people who want to do that.
I was just about to say, because, you know, it's like the person who left you that amount of money, what a beautiful thing to do. But then I've said so many times, certainly over recent weeks, when it comes to times being difficult and people struggling to pay the bills and to buy what they need to buy, from somewhere they still find this sort of incredible generosity to go, I know things are tough for me, but I still want to help out other people, which is incredible. And I think speaks volumes for Nottinghamshire and the way we kind of think about things and look after each other. But that amount of money that you were left, that's still doing such a fabulous job all these years later. It's an amazing thing.
It is. We've got 40,000 left. And we give away about £5,000 a year, so it will last us, another few years. But Obviously, if anybody wants to leave a local legacy, just a small amount of money, it all helps. They're very welcome to go to our website, foreverknots.com, and they can either set up their own family fund or donate into our Major Oak Fund, or just give us a donation and be very clear whether they want it in Selston or Newark or Ravenshead or wherever. We're very clear with specific requirements of each donation, and as I said, make sure that it's against the need and 100% stays local, because sadly 90% of our donations end up down south with the big nationals.
Sure. What does 2025 look like for you at Forever Knots?
Well, we're amazed, given the climate of more people falling into poverty.
Right.
It's also shown that more people are generous.
Yeah.
And understanding the local need and wanting that for local, by local support, because maybe they're seeing more poverty on the streets, whether it's with homelessness, or we've got a huge problem with mental health. We've supported the Young Person Suicide Project, for example. The demands on these services have doubled over the past few years. And I think people are feeling that need in their own families and broader communities. So they're dipping into their pocket to support their local families.
It's quite one of the things that you hear quite a lot is people talking about, what it was like back in the day where community meant something. And I think, you hear stories like this and in many ways it kind of reassures you that community spirit is still there, but maybe we don't open our eyes and see it enough.
That's right. I mean, we now fund over 23 food banks, which is shocking, isn't it? Very sad indeed. And one of the managers told me recently that what he'd seen is an increase in the queue on a Saturday, which told him that that's actually people in work who can't afford their weekly food bill and are trying to subsidise with, nobody stands in a queue that doesn't need to, frankly, because humans have dignity.
Yeah.
And so that state of affairs is shocking. And food banks still need funds from us, because not everything that people need, people donate. They donate tins and dried food, which is easier to kind of pick up in the supermarket and donate. But there's lots of things like toiletries or the volunteer costs, actually, the petrol costs of volunteers giving out food parcels to people. These food banks still need a bit of money to support the hundreds of people who stand in queues. It's very sad.
Absolutely. Nina, thank you for just reminding us that we do still have that ability to look after each other. I think it's nice to hear that. Certainly, I think it's something that, like I said, maybe we forget from time to time. But it's great to talk to you. Wish you all the best with Forever Knots, and have yourself a very Merry Christmas, won't you?
Thank you very much, Dino. Take care.
Thank you so much. Nina Dauban there, CEO of Forever Knots.